Okay, let's start the video. The Powerball and Mega Man are extremely high, and the Powerball is in the billions right now. I mean, the Mega Man is in the billions, and the Power is in the millions. And to set record high, it's already setting record high for the Mega Millions. And after billions, it's going to be trillions. So Mega Man is going to the trillions, and if you don't think that will happen, it will happen, because any state that wins that jackpot will have good tax money for their state. So it's not going to let people win that money that easily. And as you can see from the last drawing, New York has more second prize winner than and Texas. Even though Texas won $1 million, Texas also won the multiplier for the $1 million. So Texas just balanced with New York by hitting the $1 million and the multiplier. New York only hit like $1 million. So it balances out because of the multiplier for Texas that somebody had won. And those are the two states showing signs that more people are playing their money using the jackpot that they won. So as you can see, more people put in more money in those two states from looking at the jackpot winners. So that means in order to hit a jackpot, X amount of ticket has to be sold. So it seems like, looking at that chart, Texas and New York has the most chance for the $1.6 billion lottery jackpot. I've got to change the title. It should be the Quadrant system for the $1.6 billion lottery jackpot for October. Prediction for Tuesday's draw, which is the 23rd. So it's $1.6 billion lottery jackpot for Mega Man for October 23rd draw. Let's look. I've got to change the title, so ignore that title. Please donate to support my channel. Subscribe to my channel here. Share my video, like my video. Donations are welcome by sending it to Google Wallet. Also follow me on FOP. Email me if you have any question regarding my video. Please do email me. I'll try to try to answer all email and try to post up email on my videos. But right now I'm not gonna do that because I don't have time and the Mega Man is very high. I try to help people hit that jackpot. Please send me it. On my last video, someone almost hit 5 numbers, and for them to hit 3 numbers and the Mega Ball, that's 1 in 14,000. So 14,000 tickets has to be bought in order to hit 3 numbers and the Mega Ball, which is about $200. That's $4,000 spent, $14,000 spent to get about $200 back. So that's not good because all the money went to the jackpot. That's why. That's why the payout for low prices are so low, because all money are put into the jackpot price. Closed captioning. You can use the closed captioning on this video or all my videos. Nothing is guaranteed and will ever be. I do private prediction via email. Please win and let me help you win. Always remember, nothing is guaranteed and nothing will ever be, but always trust yourself. Here's the lottery illustration, part 1 to part 8 via lottery coaching. And the part 1 will be the dealer system from January to December, and the reverse dealer system from January to December. And this is the most important part, because about Dster, where are you going to pick your number from? The playing cards. And how are you going to pick number from playing cards? You need a system to pick numbers. Where are you picking numbers from? Not random numbers. Random numbers not going to get you any winners. The lottery system illustration part 2, lottery game matrix. Lottery game matrix tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 using short-term and long-term frequency is illustration part 2. Illustration part 3 is infinite Dster reverse Dster phase-out system using the code Dster and code Dster pair system. Lottery illustration part 4, secret code system using the pairs, trio, and quadruplets, and code Dster pair system is the trios, quadruplets, and quintuplet. Illustration part 6 is the Dster quadrant system using the x and y axis using hot code and neutral coordinates. The illustration part 7, formatting your game matrix. Formatting your game matrix for winning pairs, winning trios, winning quadruplets, and even winning quintuplets. As you can see on my last video, I were able to get winning trios on my Mega Man on a single line, and they caught us by surprise by having a repetition on 07, which came 2 draws ago. So that 07 caught us by surprise, it even caught our player by surprise. So those people who had hit, those like 14 to 15 players that hit that 5 numbers and the Mega Ball didn't hit for $1 million to the Mega Player, which is $2 million, they didn't have the 07. So why? Because number one, some of them were quick picks, so the quick pick them chose 07. And secondly, if it's not a quick pick, they didn't bet on our repetition. They bet on no 07. That caught a lot of people by surprise because the previous draw was all odd numbers and maybe player chose to choose even Mega Ball to balance out the even and odds. In illustration part 8 is a secret formula using lottery matrix, law of elimination, law of attraction, law of repetition, and law of opposite attraction. And illustration part 8, secret lottery matrix formula. Remember, lottery illustration part 9, it looks like it's wavelength pattern system for the lottery games, and you can also request that and watch my video on that also. And you can request this part, illustration part 1 to part 8 via for lottery coaching. When you email me, I'll try to send you those lists, and I'll try to answer all the email as soon as possible. Please email me, and remember, read the quadrant system. I do not use the x and y axis with negative coordinates. And I also do the raffling for the ultimate illustration part 1 to part 7 for lottery coaching. First prize will be part 1 to part 7. Second prize will be illustration either part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So the first prize will be all 8 parts. Let me correct myself again. And the third prize will be 5 ticks of Cash for Life lucky tickets. If you win, it's yours. You can win all 3 prizes if you get chosen 3 times. And here's I'll announce the deadline, and you can place your raffle here to support my channel for the raffle. And also, I'll add more 4 prizes, depends on how many people are in it. And it will contain your name, raffle number, and the date. The date is not as important, it's just that the raffle number is, and your name. Okay, let's look at the wavelength system again. And this is for the October 12th wavelength. You get this wavelength, it's going consistent, it's going from big wavelengths from another. So the wavelength is consistent. It's not big, small, big, medium. It's all consistent. It's going from big wavelength to big wavelength to big wavelength. Okay? And here's wavelength from the 9th. And this is the wavelength from the 5th. And this is the wavelength from the 2nd. And this is the Powerball wavelength for Mega Man and Powerball for 10-13 and 10-16. can see they both have different wavelengths. And you can read the comparison between the Mega Ball and the Powerball for previous draws. I'm not going to go through it again, but I just want to update you on the wavelength that they both can have common factor, the Powerball and the Mega Millions. So you can use the Powerball result into predicting your Mega Millions result also. They both have a short wavelength when you compare the last previous draws. Both have short wavelength, and they both can have long wavelength. But the common factor for both games is that the wavelength at one point have a short wavelength. And another common factor for both games is that when it exceeds the centimeter of 60, it will have a long wavelength. So that's for the previous draws. I just wanted to update you on that. Now the Mega Millions winning number for 1019 were, let's get started, 15, 23, 53, 65, 70, and 07. Now you can see that 15, 23, 53, 65, and 07 are all odd numbers. They pull all odd on the previous draw, and the two draws ago they pull out all even. If I remember correctly, pull out a lot of even, like 5 to 6 even. So that's why you got odds afterward, and after the odds, it's very, very confusing because you have all odds, all even. Now, because all odds and all even came, you're going to think it's half odd and half even, but it didn't. They pull out all odds, so the 07 odd just caught us by surprise, thinking it wasn't an even Mega Ball. People think it was an even Mega Ball, but it came odd Mega Ball. And as you can see, I didn't go for odd or even. I go for my system. What the system is telling me which Mega Ball should I pick. And so far, that Mega Ball hasn't come out yet. And I'm not entirely wrong because nobody hit the jackpot yet. So I'm not entirely wrong. Just that they're holding the money. Nobody is able to win it. They want to make more money from this game. They want to hype it up. They want it to go to the trillions. Looks like they want to go to the trillions because at this point, people are buying triple to quadruple amount of money they usually spend. Some people buy $10, now they're buying $40, $50 worth of tickets because the jackpot's hype and they want to win it. Nobody going to spend little money on a big jackpot, so that's why the jackpot is going to increase to the trillions. If nobody hit that draw, it's going to go up to 200 million, 300 million, 200 billion, 300 billion, 400 billion, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion, 6 billion, 7 billion, 8 billion, and then go to the trillions. So, but let me help you predict the numbers. And once it goes to the trillions, that's it. It's too much at risk. And people who playing is going to be very, very nervous. And the Mega Millions win number were mostly I. And let's look at the wavelength. The wavelength starts at 15, going to 23, having a kind of a short wavelength. From 23 to 53, having a big wavelength. The gap, the centimeter from 23 to 53 would be around 30 centimeters. So that's very huge wavelength. Going back up down to 65, having a medium wavelength, I would say. And then from 65, it's going out of range to 70, having a short wavelength. Because from 65 to 70, only 5 centimeters of wavelength. And so from 15 to 70, this wavelength is 55 centimeters long. Because 70 minus 15 is 55 centimeters. So that's a that's a decent amount of wavelength for this draw, having a 55 centimeter wavelength. Now let's look at the comparison between Mega Millions last two draws. But I'm not going to go through it from the draw 10-16 and the draw before that. Now let's look at the wavelength grid. This is the wavelength grid. The wavelength starts at 5 centimeter up to about 69 centimeters. In length. The wavelength cannot exceed 69 centimeters, not 70, 69. Let me repeat that again. So each bar represents one wavelength. And this is the... why am I repeating it again? Because it's important, because the jackpot is high. I don't want people to go through 2 videos. I want to repeat that again so people can understand better what the system is all about. Instead of going back and remind themselves what they have learned on the last draw, I want to repeat what I did in the past videos, so they don't have to go back to the other videos and learn again. But they can, because each video is unique. And infinite Dster using quadrant system for 1019 are as follows. So this is the set 1, set 2, set 3, and set 4 for the 1019 infinite Dster using the quadrant system. And this is prediction also for the next draw. And the first set should have 5 digits, and the last set should have 9 digits. So after using the Dster system to find the Dster, here is what it should look like. And inputting the quadrants into this Dster will format 4 quadrants. Infinite Dster using the quadrant system for 1019, we're able to find some winning numbers in the corner quadrants. And let's see where the hitting points are. The hitting points are 15 in the first and the left quadrant 3, 15. It can be also picked in quadrant 2. So there's many combinations and many ways you can pick your combinations. But I will try to pick it inside the quadrant first. The 23 is not in the quadrant, so I have to put the 23 in the blue box to create 23. And the 53 is in quadrant, I would say 1 and 3. The 65 is in quadrant 2, or also in quadrant 3. If I'm trying to illustrate hot coordinates, I will place the 65 in quadrant 3, making B3 a hot coordinates, because B3 is a winning pattern or winning number or winning digit for 3 numbers, for 15, 53, and 65. See the 3 5s. So that's how you can also choose your number using 1 digit to place on all 3 numbers. The next winning combination are 70, which can only be picked in quadrant 4. And also the 07 also picked in quadrant 4 using the same numbers, so same digits. So you can use the same digit to pick transposed numbers also. 07, 70, 23, 32, something like that. But that's a risk you must take because you need to break down to see if it's worth to pick transposed numbers. And let's look at the quadrant hitting point. The quadrant hitting point is 15 on quadrant 3, 23 on no quadrant, 53 on quadrant 1 and 3, 65 on quadrant 2, 70 on quadrant 2, and 07 on quadrant 4. No number were picked in the blue box using the right Dster. No number were picked from the blue box using the right Dster except 23. So 23 was the only number in the Dster. And the quadrant 2 is where you place the digit 3 to form 23. And hot quadrants are 3B, 4E, and 4F, as I mentioned. 3B is a hot quadrant, now became hottest coordinates because it was used to choose 3 numbers. And remember, the Mega Min going up to 2 bin by Tuesday, going up to 3 bin by next Tuesday or by Friday if nobody hits. And I say trillions, it's gonna come soon because they're not gonna just give that jackpot away. So trillions, watch out for trillions. Trillions is the most important part because people are gonna go crazy once they get to the trillions. A lot of tickets is gonna get sold. And let's look at the number that is off the radar. The only number that were off the radar was 23. So only 23 was off the radar. And this is the infinite quadrant system for 1016. So that's it. Donate, share, like, follow me on Facebook, and like my videos. Please do donate to support my channel via PayPal. And also please do subscribe to this video. Thanks for watching. And I'll try to update you on after tomorrow's draw if nobody hits. I have a feeling that someone's gonna hit tomorrow. It may be one of the person using my system might hit that jackpot. I'm hoping that one of my players hit that jackpot tomorrow using my system. And so far I'm getting close to hitting 5 or 6 numbers. I'm getting close. Last draw I almost hit that 05 should have came. I'm gonna hit that 4 number for about $200. But at least some of my players hit 4 numbers. Okay?